All right, another podcast, LA Entertainment TV podcast, vlogging on my YouTube channel. I'm probably going to debate whether I'm going to put this on my Spotify as well too. So, but anyway, this will be on my BoundTube. But anyway, we are going to talk about Sam Sulek and his 4 days away from the Arnold's Amateur. So, I don't know why not. I'm gonna do a lot of reactions lately, but I don't know why I'm doing it with Sam Sulek. But for some reason, he's a young, up and coming bodybuilder slash physique, classic physique competitor, very young. Still has lots to learn, but he is definitely on his way to become a really good competitor. So let's check it out, and I'll give you my commentate. I will commentate between sets. But anyway, let's check it out.
All right. I can think of a pretty dang good descriptor for how I feel right now. 5 days out.
Okay, he's 5 days out.
It's freaking cold,
Yeah.
man. I'm dying in here. I got long sleeve shirt,
So,
hoodie, and winter jacket, plus some gloves before the actual car manages to heat itself up. But yeah, time for an early lift and cardio session. I almost feel because it's not like I'm waiting for later in the day, like in a bulking phase, to get 5 or 6 full big meals in, and then have a hard training session. I'm gonna be sort of low on carbs and everything else, regardless. So at least in these last few weeks of this dieting phase, sometimes it feels a little better to get the lifter done first, and then save the second session as just purely cardio. But plan for this morning, back, and it'll be a simple one. I'm talking pull downs, I'm talking rows, I'm talking pullovers, and honestly, that will probably be it. Nothing really fancy there. Because what am I really aiming for? And that's not rhetorical, of course. A back pump, some back stimulation, but nothing too wild. And I definitely do not want to freaking tweak anything. So no 2 plates slapped on the side of the stack or anything too wild like that. Just a lot of lighter squeezing stuff, which frankly I've got a much more open mind to than I used to, and I think that is a good thing, right? Let's say you come into the gym and you're a little more ego-ish, meat-headed in your approach, and it's always as much weight as possible. It's just nasty and heavy. It's like, shit, man. Not only is that potentially not the greatest way to go about it, I'm not going to say it's awful or anything. I mean, we've seen guys get pretty big doing all sorts of training styles, but you kind of just have a limited approach, right? You're boxing yourself into one style. And anybody that does, if you have to make sure all of your reps are executed the exact same way, like slow with a perfect squeeze and a 1 second hold and a 2 second eccentric, and every set that you do is always the same monotonous, just basically execution on repeat no matter which movement you do. I just don't think that's the right way to go about it, And not only that, but I mean, each muscle group individually is going to benefit from, I think, a slightly different training style. It depends on the guy, of course, right? Some guys have certain just genetic components that make some muscle groups just blow up. I mean, we've all seen the dudes where their tricep looks like it's the size of an open bodybuilder, but then they got the men's physique build for their actual torso and everything else, or where it's some guy with absolutely insane tree trunk legs, but he's kind of lacking on the top side. When there's situations of imbalances like that, I'm not necessarily inclined to think, man, that guy is somehow the greatest quad trainer that there has ever been, the way that his workouts just must be 5 times more effective at stimulating his quads. It's some guys just have it better. It's a luck of the draw type situation there. But what I'm getting at is, it's with something like legs or quads specifically, I'm going to go about it in a kind of a different way than I would something like buys or definitely side delts. So I think all I'm trying to say there is don't get too close-minded with your workouts. And if you're a bit more open, then you're also much more fluid to be able to respond to different sort of situations. Right? Let's say you were coming into the gym and you got lat pull downs on your mind. And that's your plan. That's set number one. Pull downs. You've seen your workout so clearly. You visualized it, and then you roll in and. Apparently Wednesday is now National Back Day. Full gym's packed. All the pull downs are taken, and there's guys already waiting to waiting to work in. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Wait for 20 minutes for when to open, or say, all right, well, whatever. I thought I was gonna do pull downs first, but instead let's start with some rows. Instead, let's start with some whatever. And I'd say a little more importantly, I actually just saw a clip of a guy where he did a set of squats. Hurt himself, but before he did the set, he actually had a bit of like a self-reflection sitting in front of the rack. I wonder if the guy knows that I'm referencing him, but he's like, yeah, I feel something. Something feels off. I feel like I might have tweaked something. I think we're still good to squat. I think we're still good. Let's keep going. And then the guy pulls something, his adductor, his hamstring, or something. So when injury is let's just say at a potential, right? You're doing bench and your shoulder's a little. You're not. Nothing's hurting, but you're like, you just got something might be going on, or maybe you're doing pull downs and you feel a little something in your armpit where your lat ties into your upper arm, or maybe your knee is just a little wonky today, and you had it in your mind like, I'm going to do some heavy leg press, right? Those warning signs, they're there for a reason. And if you're receptive enough to listen to them, then you can minimize your risk of unnecessary tweaks. There is certainly not an argument, but an observation to be made that, like, shit, man, if you're working out, you're going hard, you're going reasonably heavy, there's always risk for injury. It could just happen out of nowhere. I mean, we've seen, like, we've seen guys training perfectly smart, perfectly fine. You never know. That's just life, right? A damn meteor could hit me in the Camry right here, and that could be the end of the story.
Yeah.
But if in your warm-up process, in your come-up process, maybe you pick something up weird in your day earlier in the week, and you can tell something's just a little, just be receptive to that. And I think my ability to do that has actually begun to improve over this last year or so, because relative to all the time that I've been training, at least recently, breaking past the 200-pounder mark, my rate of injury has decreased, and I want to see that. I want to see that rate approach and maintain a level of 0. Because every time I tweak something or pull something, I'm just being a total freaking fool. It sucks. So I'd rather keep taking my steps forward, take no steps back. But I think that's all I got to say there. Key theme: don't hurt yourself. But let's just get in there and get this back day started.
All right, that's Sam Sulik. I like to react to him right now because he is young, he's up and coming, he's all over the internet right now, and watching a young guy trying to train and work out and trying to become a pro, or maybe just do it because he likes doing it. But so far, he's doing a good job.
2 more right here.
Not only on his channel, he's also doing really well at training by himself on trials and error. So I understand that aspect about learning about your body and becoming the best you can be by getting pointers here and pointers there from other people, and is combining to himself and creating his own way to create his own persona. And so far he's looking it's pretty impressive. Can't cap on the guy. He is young and he's willing to learn. He's also learning to become better at his craft, and might need to work on a little bit on his form though. But he is, for all the other bodybuilders should know, but that's like, but you can't cap on it because he actually looks pretty good. He actually looks good. Yeah, you can't, for a guy that age, he looks really good. You can't say anything bad about him, because you know, he's learning as he goes along.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more of these. And I really can't stress enough, at least for me, to do pullovers like this with the one arm at a time, I can feel my lat way deeper. Like your lat ties in
Yeah.
all the way down to like a little bit of a point, right sort of at the bottom of your rib cage, or I
Yeah.
guess it depends on where your lats insert, right? But for me at least, when I do one instead of both, I can actually feel it totally tense all the way down to here, like right at the bottom. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go back to double arm except for the occasional, like, superset of pre-exhaust. But one more.
Yep. One thing with his influencers, though, man, he is an influencer, and he also has a really good channel. They bring apparently tripods to the gym, and they work out. I don't know how that works. I used to work at a gym, a really good, really nice gym actually for many years, and I was a trainer myself for a very long time, and now retired. But the fact is that I don't know. Like, back then, when we didn't have all the social medias, having a camera if you weren't a professional bodybuilder, usually you have clout that way. But now everybody's got cameras everywhere.
Here.
I don't know how I feel about that. Working out, there's like cameras everywhere and working out, and it's like that's very
It's a big hit right here.
distracting. How about that?
Slightly
It's very distracting.
converging because I'm pulling the cables kind of inward as well as toward my torso. But yeah, very light, only half a stack in each hand. And this will be very similar to, well, kind of how a lot of my sets have been. Good hold, slow, and then after, I think maybe, honestly, maybe even just one of these, probably more like two. I think a set of pull downs.
You must work out like really late because there's nobody there.
Maybe a little nastier.
Like maybe like one of those 24-hour gyms, and it's like
Potential.
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when there's probably one or two people.
Before I decide that.
But hey, whatever works. You know what I mean?
What if your deepest calling wasn't just...
All right, so with all these commercials right now, but I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. You know, when you see Sam Sulek training like that and him being intense, you know, you can't help but respect a guy like that, that age. You know, you were once young yourself. You live and learn through all your past experiences or your trials and errors, what's right, what's wrong, and correcting all your mistakes and stuff like that. It's everything, like everyday life. But when you're working on your physique and you're trying to better yourself and look better on stage, and change your look every time you go on stage, he's probably gonna look even better now than he did in his first show, because his body is just gonna increase more density, and he's gonna have more depth in his physique, depending if he diets right and he
I'm thinking more of these.
sticks to his plan of whatever calories are intaking, and especially the carbs. And you could either look really washed up or slice and dice. I don't know. You know what I mean? But
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's finish with some pull downs, and I think that'll be it. I'm getting excited for this pose down though. Feel extra pumped. Plus, since I haven't really eaten much, got a trim stomach.
oh my god. Let's just say he's blowing up his channel right now, and it's like, for some reason you want to see this guy. You want to see Sam. What do you call it? Progress and become better, because he just do for some reason. He just has that quality that, hey, he wants to become a really better version of him.
Cardio, dude.
He just makes me laugh though.
Nothing too wild, lift-wise. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the pump itself will, well, let's just say it won't follow suit. So let's see how we're looking after, what was that total? 3 sets of pullovers, 2 sets of seated cable row, and then that sort of pull-down finisher. That's about right.
Well, he definitely looks good. So he's 4 days out of the Arnold's, the amateur. He's definitely going to look either tighter, shredder, denser, or he's going to completely be washed out because of his dieting. But he's definitely, he's dead. He definitely looks good. No doubt about it. Yeah. Yeah.
The sweet spot? Yeah, maybe like right here.
Yeah. Oh, his Christmas trees, lats, his lower back. He's all around. Now, lighting doesn't really do any justice because there's only one point of view. He's got a.
Not that I'm
But
full of carbs right now.
he looks really good.
I'm essentially beginning to really flatten out.
Flatten out, yeah, exactly.
And over the course of these coming days, I'll get a bit lighter, be in a perfect state to get extra dry, and then the pressure's off. At least in terms of a essentially dieting restriction kind of thought process. Because once check-ins are over, I can have some extra carbs, start grubbing on, within moderation, of course, carb up, and I'll get ready for Thursday. But good lift. Only one more left tomorrow. Then I'm gonna camp out on the cardio bike for a minute. All right, I've said it 1 quadrillion times. I'll say it probably at least one more right now. But there is a certain zen that comes with sitting in the car on a cold morning or a cold night. No discrimination there. After a good lift, plus some cardio, you turn the heat on, I did it. That was actually the word I was going to fall back asleep. It's so freaking early. But no, not yet. So that is definitely what today will consist of, though. Just kind of laying about. This is, and I thought I was feeling a little lazy sometimes when all I would do is focus on, like, getting meals down, bulking-wise, in the training. Yeah, not exactly. Because now, sheesh, I'm really trying to do anything I can to keep myself distracted from wanting to go to the kitchen and just get grubbing.
Kitchen.
Because it's, I'll tell you this much, it's a slippery slope. Once you catch yourself standing up in the pantry, you're holding on to your, sleeve of rice cakes. You have 2 of them. You're like, all right, 16 grams of carbs down the hatch.
16 grams of carbs.
What's 8 more?
What's 8 more?
What's 8 more? All right, well, there's only 2 left in this half of the sleeve. What am I going to leave? Just 2 of them? Before you know it, dude. Shit. 60 grams of carbs down the hatch, which isn't really like a lot, but in the context of sort of the level of scarcity I'm at now, that's, it's enough to take into consideration, so I'll just keep rewatching Hunter x Hunter and maybe try to nap around a little bit, maybe go into a sort of a not manic, but maybe a little cleaning phase and go through my whole office and run through some stuff. I got a bunch of just random drawers full of
junk.
Not like trash or anything, but just random stuff. totally unorganized. Maybe I'll do some of that today. But this puts me at, I think this is 4 days out. So I was planning on doing chest tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm not totally sure because I don't want to, like, you wouldn't want to work out up till show day, right? You're kind of giving yourself some inflammation, and it's going to make it a bit harder to actually be able to pull water and everything else. It's like you do want to be in a relaxed state of being. So I don't know. This might have actually been the last lift. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. For the Vegas show, I did one lift 3 days out, and it was all right. But it was it was kind of interesting during the pump up phase because we had a bunch of bands and backstage and everything. Going from the pre-judging earlier in the day to the evening final show. I mean, I could tell even just from doing those cable curls with the band, like, I mean, minuscule weight at all, just getting a little bit pumped up. I could feel my biceps were still a little fatigued from just early. So I guess we'll see. I'll definitely still do a little bit more cardio tomorrow, at least 30 minutes for sure. But yeah. So I wonder if I should even do another 30 later today. I probably still will. But there's not really much more work to be done. Like the actual process of the getting into competition shape, level leanness, that's already over. Really, it's just making keeping things in tune for the next couple of days. Getting ready to get some music on and run through some shots, and then back to bulking. So for you, I guess for you it's Monday, man. Shit, get this week started off right. Hopefully, you have 30 minutes of a certain activity, which requires either some pedaling, some stepping, potentially some stair ascension. I think we both know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, I'm ready for the cold to be over.
Yeah, me too.
But summertime is still quite a ways away, so I can be patient. I can be freaking patient. Now I know I got a couple of cats waiting for breakfast, so they shit. I forget how many calories they're all eating. I think they're all on like 300-400 calories a day. No, maybe. I can't remember. The nutrition facts on the food tins for the cats are not so descriptive.
For the cats, that's hilarious.
I think the FDA draws the line when it comes to the cat food. I would be curious though. I mean, anytime I see a freaking nutrition label, I'm inclined to take a glance. Just out of straight curiosity.
Oh my God.
But I'm gonna go home, get back to. Actually, I'm probably gonna freaking go back to sleep. Maybe not all the way in bed, but maybe a couch nap post lift will do me good. So I will see you for whatever 3 days out brings tomorrow. So I'll see you then.
All right, that was Tom Sulik, and as I'm doing a reaction on his 4-day out of the Arnold Amateurs, doing his back. So I can see why people are attracted to watching his channel and how he blew up his channel and how he's just his own mannerism. He's just being himself. He's not being anybody else. He's doing it for himself. He gets pointers from other pros out there, like with Jay Cutler, and I've seen some of the videos with Jay Cutler giving him some pointers. So he's just grabbing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and creating his own method of keeping his body into tip-top shape, or for the Arnolds or any bodybuilding show. So kudos for him. Way to go, Sam Sulik. I am rooting for you for the Arnolds. You're definitely going to look really well if you hit your diet straight. And your body is just progressing every time I see him work out. His progression is very, very fierce, and he's looking better and denser every time. So he's got that young blood, that young body, and that young muscle fibers, and everything about him is just exudes champion. So will he be the next C-Bum? Maybe so. But all in all, he's in the right track. So keep it up. We'll see you in the next video. And I'll do more reactions on Sam Sulek because I enjoy watching his channel. And I just enjoy him because it takes me back. For those of you who know me who I used to do, what I used to do when I was younger as well too. And it gives me now it's an understanding of young guys in this social world trying to make it. And they're doing a lot of rather good stuff. A little bit irritating sometimes with bringing the camera, but hey, that's just the way it is. You go with the punches. Bye for now. See you in the next vlog, podcast, reaction.